Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Bloodborne, where today I'd like to talk to you a little bit in the beginning about missing things. About missing events, missing content. Like, video games have become kind of interesting to the point in which, like, there's the expectation that you're, or should I say the lack of expectation, that you're expected to, actually experience everything every little detail, everything a game has to offer you. In fact, games are going out of their way by preventing you from experiencing everything, by presenting you paths, like multiple paths through any given journey, to the point in which it is almost impossible to actually experience every little thing. I would like to talk to you, starting off, about my little mistake over here. Right over here on the screen. So I passed by the guy that's supposed to be here. There's a timed event. I did not realize it was a timed event. That is tied to the phases of the moon. Because I had progressed from night to the blood moon, the character here has moved on. If I had found him, I could have confronted him, fought him. He would essentially be kind of like a mini-boss. Or I could have sent him to one of the two safe spaces. Odin Chapel or Yosefka's clinic. If you send him to Odin Chapel, he kills everybody. If you send him to Yosefka's clinic, he dies. Speaking of, let's go check on Yosefka's clinic. We have not checked on her before. I don't remember exactly at what point her story continues, because she has her own branching path. So let's figure out a way down from here and head over to her place, which is relatively easy for me to access now because I have the shortcut from her clinic itself. So I'm just gonna cut to that point. Hold on, oh, I almost forgot. There's also a whole discussion about this I was planning to talk about. Damn it. So the idea of the discussion I was thinking of is because, like, I want to say there was a recent Star Ocean game that was remastered. And by a recent release of a classic Star Ocean game. Star Ocean 1 or 2. I have never played any of the Star Ocean games. So, but the point is, that in the remaster, it actually tells you where events are, whereas in the original game, like, the events just are populated throughout the world, and it's up to you to... Oh, hello. What on earth are you doing here? Clawmark? Strengthens visceral attacks? What is he doing there? Also, I probably should have taken the other lamp, but still. I did not realize that was a thing. Yeah, in the original version of Star Ocean 1 or 2, the events were just kind of populated the area. The game doesn't tell you where you are expected to find these events. You go out into the world, you retread your steps, and then you find it. And the idea of that is that, like, it presents the idea that the world is bigger than it really is. Like, you don't know what all of the content of the game is. The game isn't going to say, hey, there's content in this direction, and once you're done with it, you can move on. But by presenting to you the illusion that content is around any corner, any time, it creates that illusion that the world is bigger, that the world is always being populated by these stories. Whereas, like, if a game is to say, hey, you've completed Bloodborne Moon Phase, you can now find this quest. This quest marker is going to take you to this section, and it'll tell you, like, you have stuff to do right there and then. Which, like, I feel like there are good arguments for both. Because it's like, for Bloodborne, for instance, the first time I played Bloodborne, I never made it to Castle Cainhurst. I was talking to a friend of mine about it, and he's talking to me about this other area, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? What is this magic? Ooh, Cainhurst summons. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Handwritten scrawl. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Unable to acquire Iosefka's blood vial. The fact that this creature has Iosefka's blood vial on it is quite suspicious. Okay, yeah, I think this was backwards. That is progress. But yeah, I never made it to Cainhurst Summons, and it probably should go without saying that I did not unlock the true ending, because I didn't know what to do with these umbilical cords. Who even knows what those were for? Ah, okay. And now we've unlocked the front door. And it is what oh my gosh, Jesus Christ. It wasn't until after I had beaten the game for the first time that I had started to discover like the umbilical cords, the differences, like what really happens when you send people to Odin Chapel versus sending people to Iosefka's clinic, Cainhurst Castle for that matter. Okay, you are nothing. But yeah, Iosefka's an interesting character because the dynamic, I would say, between Iosefka and I don't remember the name of the guy who's in Odin's Chapel. I'm sorry, but they present an interesting dynamic, and I think Iosefka is kind of like, I feel like the cliche in the Souls game is you can be horrible on the inside or horrible on the outside, and that's the gimmick. Like, the guy in Odin Chapel looks like he is actively melting into a puddle, whereas Iosefka is like, I'm a doctor, trust me, I'm a doctor, I'm here to help. But in actuality, she is experimenting on the people you send there. And I actually did one run where I just sent everybody to Iosefka's clinic. including the guy who thinks you're a liar. I'm like, no, you should go to Odin Chapel. That's the place to be. That's the happening place to hang out. Yusefka has 2 phases. One, if you go to her too early, she is more active, and it becomes a boss, like a mini boss fight. I want to say she has a flamethrower. If you go to her too late, that's where she is now. She is dying. She has experimented on herself.
God, I'm nauseous. Have you felt this? It's progressing. I can see things. I knew it. I'm different. I'm no beast. Oh, God, it feels awful. But it proves that I'm chosen. Don't you see how they writhe inside my head? It's rather rapturous. God, I'm nauseous.
Yes. Ma'am. 1/3 of the umbilical cord acquired. Which means we have 2. I haven't used it yet. I don't know why I'm not using them at the moment. I'll use them later. But I know I'm supposed to use all 3 of them. Although technically you can get 4, which is interesting. Convenient, considering the fact that, like, a lot of games are like, hey, you need to get the exact amount that's available in the world, and if you miss a single piece, you will not get the good ending. You get extra. You get 4/3 of an umbilical cord, which I'll let you decide what you think that even means. But, like, in regards to the idea of a game telling you where there's content versus a game presenting content and walling it off if you just so happen to miss it. Like, the Souls games are notorious for that. You look at Dark Souls 1, there are plenty of character storylines where characters are constantly moving around the world. The game isn't going to tell you that they've moved. They're just going to be at a new place, at a new time. And sometimes even depending on which areas you progress through first, that character might, like I remember watching a playthrough of somebody's playthrough of Dark Souls 1 where they specifically avoided sections because they knew that it would essentially move that secondary character forward. I think we could use 1 more.
Welcome. What is it? Very well. Let me...
Do I have enough? I forget if I have enough, bloodstone chunks to upgrade my axe again. I need 8. I have 8. Fantastic. Everything's coming up Millhouse. And now I need a bloodstone rock, or a blood rock, which there's only 1 in the main game. Ooh, nice. There's only 1 in the main game. The DLC helps that out by giving you a couple more. And that's, I think, like, that was one of the issues with, like, upgrading your weapons, is you can have quite a few weapons to choose from in this game. But you can only max out, like, so many of them in one playthrough. What am I looking for? I'm looking for... I think Church of the Good Chalice? Or the Grand Cathedral. Or neither. No, we don't want this one. There is a church that, the hunter we passed by is going to be waiting outside of. And I forget if that also means the lamppost there is broken. Yep, Grand Cathedral lamppost is not functioning at this time. So let's go to the Cathedral Ward. Try to remember how to get to the Grand Cathedral lamp. Ma'am? She doesn't seem to be doing so hot. No.
Good. You always when you come, you mustn't.
I have no interest in talking to you at all. Was it up this way? Bird fellas. Lantern fella. Ah. Did I not pick up that item? I guess I didn't. Some items are just left behind, forgotten, never to be seen again. Hello. No. I don't think this is the right church. This is the right church. We're just a little bit too deep. There should be that... I want to say she's like the crow lady. She's on the staircase somewhere, bleeding out. She's okay. She doesn't die. Very rude. Casting spells. Oh. Oh, you're still alive. Like, is she at the bottom of the steps now? Or is she just dead because I did not show up fast enough? She might just be dead because I didn't show up fast enough. Huh. Once again. My bad. Either way, let's go inside this church, fight the villain that has moved in here. Events have come and events have gone, leaving us, mostly myself, none the wiser. I'll try to do better once the remake comes out, or should I say remaster. If I keep being positive about the chances of a remaster, like, would that help manifest it into being? Hello, how are you?
Few hunters can resist the intoxication of the hunt.
Oh no, she wants to fight me.
Just the same as all the rest. The hunters must die. The nightmare must end. Only I can stop this madness.
Nope. Didn't hold it enough. Ah. There we go. She's got a nice variety of moves. Like a lot of the other hunters in the game just kind of have like two moves. They got like a gun and they got a melee, and the problem with that is because they just start just spamming those moves.
Your blood is mine. A hunter's blood for me. Your punishment is death.
Does it
Death to hunters.
does it really have to be like that?
Enough of this terrible dream.
You monsters. All hunters must die.
I want to say that could have gone differently. I think I'm gonna put off Castle Canehurst for later, despite the fact that I feel like that's the issue that this playthrough of Bloodborne has come across, is that I think I put too much of my playthrough for later. And the storyline moved on without me.
What a joy it is to behold the divine. It must be such a pleasure. You're in my debt, you know. You're nigh on a beast of the field. But here you are, treading a measure with the gods.
Right.
Are your feet as fat as your wits? Oh, cease this dithering. Take the plunge. Throw yourself to the wolves.
What do you think I've been doing this entire game?
Are you? Oh, cease.
Can you hit him through the door? The answer is no. Just checking. This area... it's kind of sort of a pushover. Kinda sort of. Like, you can easily get ganged up by the groups of enemies that are inside here. But as long as you're a little bit patient, you should be okay. They're not particularly... as long as you're careful... Oh, hello. They're not dangerous enough for me to worry too much. Are you all gonna join me? For jolly cooperation? Ah, the lecture theatre key. And more student uniforms. But it's just the boots, the pants, and the top. Whereas, like this white robe, it's like look at them heels. This is like Bayonetta type heels that she's got going on. Like, let's see, that should open this side. This is where we fight the multiple students. Oh, hello. Mr. Fantastic. I forgot you guys are a little stretchy. very rude. And their little attacks do very little damage, but that essentially means that if you took like one of those big attacks, you wouldn't really be able to heal directly from it. Like, that's the reason. There's it's not a flamethrower, it's like a spray gun that enemies sometimes use. That is like that, in that it's not meant to do a lot of damage. It's just kind of meant to interrupt you. Or should I say, interrupt your healing. And this is largely almost all of the lecture hall. Augur of Abrietas. I forget if that's a headpiece or a weapon. Or an item? Partially summon Abrietas. Very important. You know, I might as well just do this now. Ooh, I forgot it also gives you insight. Okay, so we have used 2/3 of the umbilical cord, which is meaningless unless we find that final third. I want to say that there is a way to circle around back to our buddy at the beginning of that area. Rude. Still very rude. Hanging around the ceiling, waiting for people to just drop in on you. Or was there another way into the lecture hall? Well, let's see. We're trying to get to you. And it is not through there. Nor... Let's give ourselves some light. Thank you. Nor is it through there. Take that, table experiments. Chair. My nemesis. Does this lead out into the nightmare? I believe it does. The Nightmare Frontier, which becomes problematic because of another Bell Lady, but we'll deal with her. Part of me wonders whether it's... Oh yeah, there are 2 trips into the nightmare. There's this trip, and then there's going to be one more trip. I think. I'm just making it up as I go. Alas. Bloodstone shards. Why do we need regular bloodstone shards at this point in the story? The only thing I need is a bloodstone. perfect and unyielding. A shortcut that has not been activated. Fantastic. Although I think there's another... I did mention this earlier, I think. And that is, for a lot of these games, I'm very aware of, like, the beginning of the game. Because most likely I've started the game over several times. But... But the farther I go, the less I'll know. Twin blood shards. Why do I even need twin blood shards? I suppose maybe if I had other things that needed developed. If I used weapons beside my axe. What is down here? The, geography of the level has definitely become, or the area has definitely become cumbersome. This one's just lit up for no particularly good reason at all. Oh, hello. Are you here to help me find my way? Did you bring your axe to help me out? Oh no, that's not the way. You had a lot less hit points, oh, hello, than I was expecting. Ah. You also had a lot fewer hit points than I was expecting. Like this area, the in-between for the Nightmare region, I practically do not remember. It's the next area of the Nightmare region that stands out. Largely because of the ever-present damage. Interesting. We'll see if there's a way to get down to them easily. That way we also know that there's a way to get up from them easily. It's always good to know you have a way backwards once you find your way forwards. Hello. Get back here. I see you. Oh, hello. You seem to be just a stone's throw away from me. Ah. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's cut back to whenever I find my way back here. Alright. Give you another try. And are you the one? Yep, you're also throwing stuff at me. It's hard to tell which direction is progress versus not progress. Because it all looks kind of like a mess from this angle. Okay. We'll let that carry out. But once we find an exit, we can always kind of back up. Ow. I'm doing a lot of extra rolling, I think, today. Like a lot of unnecessary rolling. And I need to dial it back. Simply because, like, the game remembers all of your extra button presses. It carries them out. And then you'll find yourself... Yeah, shortcut unlocked. Fancy. Wait. What was that a shortcut even to? Where was I? Where was I? Like, the lack of identifiable... Oh, okay, now I remember. Like, there's so little to necessarily identify in this kind of miasma of broken rock. So I went down and to the right. I did not look up what was up this way. There's a gap. Mind the gap. There we go. Fading Lake. Oh, hello. What does Fading Lake do? It increases fire defense. So exciting. Alright, so the other path seems like the way forward. So we are going to explore this lake with giant octopus creatures that scream at you, but you know, that's... That's to be expected out of a Bloodborne game, is weird, scaly monsters that constantly scream at you. Oh. Did I avoid this area when I was playing the game for the first time? I think I might have, simply because it's like, oh, more poison. Like, this is a very optional area, if memory serves me right. Ah. We'll poke our head in it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We die? Well, got some antidote. Son of a... You jerk. Throwing rocks. Who throws a rock? That guy. Excuse me, I'm here to kill you. Can I access the rock thrower from this side? I'm also here to kill you. Yes, I can. Fantastic. Well, let's heal up before we confront Rock Thrower Man. One of Mega Man's lesser villains. Clear Deep Sea. Oh, I already have it, but it's even better now. It's the +1 version, but it doesn't tell you it's the +1 version. You just have to know. Probably can reach this fella. I probably... No. I guess I can't. Oh, wrong side. Cold blood. Oh. More rock throwing. Which is a little bit trickier since I am in the muck. So to speak. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. I don't think I realized they were out here, or in this section. They're much more populous in the other section. In the other nightmare. I'll have to see what items I have that are good for beast resistance. Honestly, I'm not even worried about chasing down these guys that much, because the only thing that can upgrade my weapons now is the Bloodstone. And there's just one of them. Or this weapon, should I say. I can hear you. I can hear your singing. Creature of hell. But I do not see you. Is that my goal anyway? Where I'm trying to go? Quite the bold hunter's mark I have found. Where the hell am I now? Is that where the singing is coming from? Down below? Kin cold blood. This is a waste of blood vials, but you know. That's really the end of my point. Is it a waste of blood vials? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I'm wasting my blood vials doing this? I'm definitely wasting my antidotes doing this. Getting a lot of mad knowledge. Nothing. Ah. Okay, I see a couple more items, and then I think we can be free of this section. I can hear you, but I cannot see you. Ah, blood vials. Nope, nope, nope. That would have been bad. Okay, I think that is progress. So let us take actually a quick step back up this hill and see if this takes us... Ooh. Most excellent. This is actually a little convenient because I can now head back down this way, see where the stone thrower path took you. How did I get to the stone thrower path again? It wasn't that way. I think it was just this way. And then I fought two of the stone throwers on my way around. But I don't think I finished this area. Or did I? There's clearly somebody who just collapsed in the distance. Should I just move on? Oh. Is there a reason why the trail is sparkling? This way to witness a miracle. I don't think I've ever seen this cutscene. Is that Pate? Or this game's version? All right. Like his character is always stabbing you in the back. Oh yeah, okay. Now I know where I am. Nope, oh, son of a... Still, it's neat that, I guess that kind of shows you how, like, little I explored this area. On my previous playthroughs, I just looked at it as a murk-filled swamp and moved on with my life. Did not consider it, beneficial enough to wander about. Well, let's see what's back this way. And hopefully I have enough blood vials to make it. If I don't, you know, I've got bold hunter's marks, so I can at least get back to a lamp. And then from there I can take the shortcut back to that bridge. Hello. Get back here, you jerk. Okay, what is that separate toxicity bar? What does it mean? Okay, and then we've been... Nope, nope. See, now the trouble is... I don't really remember exactly how to get to where that creature was. Also, I changed my armor. I decided, at least for this area, Fashionborn is going to have to wait because that set of armor does not have very good frenzy resistance. In fact, it has some of the lowest in the game. So, I've swapped out my armor, at least for this section, so I could gain that frenzy resistance. Clearly, I'm not too worried about poison resistance. Maybe we will find this singing woman. Maybe we won't. Also, I guess we never really fully explored this area. Great Deep Sea. all types of resistance. Okay, I feel like I'm in the vicinity of where I want to be. Okay, I'm just gonna cut to the next thing. There we go. Maybe. Were you the one that killed me? Unfortunately, I do not see a blood... my echo's nearby, so you are not the one that killed me. Which is disappointing, somehow. But we will survive, I guess. Or we will forget about them. Alright, here is my blood echoes. Reacquired. Brain lady. Alright. What was she defending? Messenger's gift. Enveloping black mist changes user into messenger. A strange gift from the messengers, inhabitants of the dream who revere the brave hunters, used to envelope oneself in the black, nightmarish mist, then transform into a messenger. The illusion is a parlor trick, and any large movement will break the spell. To preserve the guise, proceed very slowly. Interesting. So, I'm going to go back into the hunter's dream, level up, use my echoes now that I've reacquired them, and then cut back to the next thing. Alright, I think I more or less have done enough in this section. Let us carry on. Cross this bridge we have found that will... Oh, wait. Isn't this a dead end? Or is this progress? This is a boss. This is a boss. The Amygdala. Hello. Nope. Excellent. Very rude of you for leaking on me. target the head. Ah. Nope. Move to the left slightly. There we go. Yeesh. There we go. A little bit clumsy on my part. But the job is done. So if this wasn't the way forward, where was? Let's find out next time. For now, though, got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.